My idea of an extraordinary life.
My idea of an extraordinary life.
Hello, everybody. Hey, listen, it's temperature time. That means we want to check in. We want to find out where you are right now on your journey for an extraordinary life. So it's time to pause and assess where you are and where you're going.
That's right. And remember, in one of our previous videos, we talked about the idea this year is the year of hell yeses. Right? Not maybes, not perhapses, and not maybe I might want to. It is a hell yes year. So the question is, are you moving towards your hell yeses? And I'll tell you, there's symptoms that'll help you figure that out. Are you having more down days? Are you having more days where you're not wanting to get out of bed, where you're not looking forward to what you've got coming next?
Yep.
Or are you exhilarated? Do you have vitality? Are you fully alive? And that doesn't have to be all the time. You don't have to be plugged in and turned in all the time.
That's
but
right.
Those symptoms will they will help you assess if you're living in your hell yeses. And if not, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Absolutely. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab a pen and paper, and we're going to dig in and assess where you are in a few areas. So we're going to give you some guidance points, some things to look at just as that checkup. Because remember, we have to stay in control. When we're in control, we can make the adjustments, we can make the changes that are necessary to make sure we're moving forward to where it is we want to go. So, you got your pen and paper? All right, here we go. Number one is what do you want for your life? Like this, just bottom line, you have to ask yourself that. And it's a very, very serious question that you need to spend some time thinking about.
That's right. And that's what the whole thing with the Extraordinary Life Project is we all want to move towards a better life. So what do you want for your life? So we're going to start with your health. What do you want for your health in 2022? And this can look like a lot of different things, guys. This can look like, what do I want with my physical health? What do I want for my mental health and my emotional health? Because guess what? Your health is going to happen no matter what. So if you're not taking time, like you said, to assess where you are, this year is going to pass us by and we're going to be where we were in December 2021, right?
I mean, listen, we're coming up. The months have been moving.
I know they have.
So you got to be aware. Okay, so you got your health.
Yep.
The next thing is your relationships. Where are you with those relationships? And that's, again, it could be with your kids.
Yep.
It could be with your siblings. It could be with your parents or grandparents, co-workers. You start to think about, where am I with those? And are they where I want them to be? And what are some adjustments I can make to help improve them?
I love that. And with ourselves.
Absolutely.
Relationship with ourselves.
That is
I know
true.
that seems so maybe woo-woo and esoteric, but it's like, man.
Did you say woo-woo?
Woo-woo. Don't do that.
Yeah,
okay.
no, don't.
Okay,
Let's
sorry.
not.
That was very womany of
Please
me.
continue.
With your business, what did you want from your business in 2022? This can look like a lot of different things. This can be in the relationship category, what you want to do and grow with people around you, with your staff, with your partners, with your customers. How did you want to serve differently and show up differently this year? What metrics did you have in your business that you were looking forward to hitting by the end of 2022? Did you want to grow your revenue? Did you want to grow your impact? Did you want more customers? Do you want to add new service lines or new products to your company?
Or do you want to restrict and contract a little bit?
We were talking about that the other day. It doesn't always have to be growth.
No, it does not.
The world makes you feel that way, that everything has to just grow. But you're right. Maybe it's, what do I want to trim back off? What do I want to, like we talked about, what do I want to buy some of my time back or my life back?
And that's in any area.
Yes.
We can spread ourselves so thin sometimes where we feel like we are compelled to achieve more.
Yes.
And we can achieve more by doing less sometimes. And so being able to, that contraction can be a blessing.
Yes, and this happens, I think, in so many places, but really it happens in your business if you're not careful.
Absolutely,
the world just makes you feel like to be of value, sometimes to be of value and to be achieving means to be growing. And that's not always the case. So, But that's the question. The third one is, where in your business did you want to be for 2022?
The fourth question to ask yourself is with family. Where are you with your family right now in 2022? How are you connected? I can tell you right now, as a single dad and having times with my boys, being very intentional about that time that we're spending to grow together and connecting with each other. I've been taking the boys actually through a goal setting process.
I love that.
Getting them, and they've been doing this, throughout their lives.
Since they were 3?
Since not that young. I didn't have little flip charts and stuff. But for them to start to really think about where they are and where they want to go and that path. And so, it's the connection as their dad, being connected with them for them to know that I'm always for them and I'm always with them. But that guidance. So yes, family. And I know over the last few years, we've all had some strain right, with COVID and not being able to see people like we once did. And we can work around it with technology, but we can be intentional with it, right? So give it some intentional thought about where you are with family.
Yes, I love it. I'm going to add a little bit of to that too. Like with my mom, I feel like I want to talk to her every week because she's moved back to Texas. We're in Tennessee. I'm like, I want to be on the phone with her and engaged in her life, because otherwise you look up and a month's gone.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to remember to do it. So even something as silly as scheduling it, which I know we're going to get to practical, but thinking about, guys, with your family, you think, I shouldn't have to schedule it. Yes, you shouldn't, but you're also not going to do it. So you might as well use whatever tool will help you stay engaged, because I can tell you there's a lot of people in my life that I love so much that I look up and realize I have no clue other than what's on Facebook about what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
So family's a big one. Okay. And then for number 5, and there's a lot more, guys, you could come up with your own list. These were just things that we wanted to touch on, but where are you in your life? Like, what does that mean to you? But the 5th one we put down was, where are you in your spiritual life? So how are you doing? And I think this one touches on emotionally too, but not just what disciplines are you doing each day that bring you into a more spiritual mood or more spiritual path or more encounters with God or being a kinder person or whatever it is, whatever it looks like to you, not just the disciplines, but temperature gauge. How do you feel? Do you feel more connected to God? Do you feel more connected to other people? Do you, do you find yourself wanting to be kind and gracious and giving? Or are you feeling very stingy and held back and rowdy and, slightly violent? I mean, because there's some days, right?
Okay, well, I'm going to pray for you. But it is important. That spiritual growth is really important. So, all right, here's the thing. The bottom line is I want to guide you and kind of give you some tips, right? Because what you want to do, we can always look and figure out that we're not exactly where we want it to be, right? And that's a frustrating thing when you look at it, especially in those 5 areas we told you about, for your health, your relationships, your business, your family, or even in your spiritual life. So now it's a matter of, how do you get back on track? What do you do to shake yourself up and wake yourself up to make sure you're moving forward, right? And so what can you do right now to help you get back on track is what you want to ask.
Yes, absolutely. And we've kind of come up with the idea of where, why, and what. We love doing those kind of things.
Yes,
so it
we
kind of
do.
keeps us a little bit structured. But you need to first choose the place you feel like you're lacking the most. And you'll kind of get a temperature gauge on that. Like if 1 to 10, 1 is the worst that I could possibly do. I'm not even paying attention to this thing. To 10, everything is going really great. Just kind of put somewhere on the chart where you think you are in those different places. And then the one you're lacking the most is where I would say might be the best place for you to focus. And if you don't agree, pick a different one. But maybe start with where you're lacking. The first question is, where do you need to focus? For me, that would be, where am I lacking the most? The second one would be, why does this matter to you? And Chris, you brought this up. I think it's so important to lock back in to the reason, to the anchor for why would you put all this energy and effort into this area of your life?
Absolutely, because what that's going to do is it's going to keep you connected to it, but it's also going to see you through it, meaning that's going to give you the energy to continue to make the sacrifice or to battle each day to make sure I'm going forward.
Yeah, I love that so much. And the third one is going to be, now what do you need to do? So where do you need to focus? Choose the spot. Why does it matter to you? Anchor into what emotions and the other thing that Chris always says with the why is, who else is going to win when you win? Who else is going to be impacted by this? That is a great anchor too. 3, what do you need to do? This is going to be the practical. So
those are big. Now, if you're writing stuff down, this is really going to help you. I'm telling you. So, for example, you might have, and Laurie, you had brought up, we both talk about wanting to spend more time with family, right? Having more time, having more fun with family. So, how do you do this? Now, Laurie has just come up with one of hers, right? And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about it. But I think one of the things you have to do is, when you have that topic and I want to guide you through kind of 3 steps. Right? The first one is block it, plan it, and then book it. Now, hold on, hear me. With this, now Laurie's going to talk about her example of vacation, right? And remember, vacation means not working. So it doesn't mean you have to go anywhere, okay? There's a thing I did a lot growing up, come to find out. Mama Hogan was good at staycations, okay? We stayed at the house. She just wasn't working, right?
She sold that to
That's
y'all.
Right. It was sold. It was good. The woman's good. She's a good salesperson. But the bottom line is if you're going to do that, if you're going to have a vacation or a staycation, what do you have to do? Well, you got to block. And that means blocking time, right? What's that period of time that you are going to not work and relax? The second thing is plan it. right? What's it going to look like? What type of vacation are you doing? Is this an adventure vacation where you're climbing mountains and things like Laurie likes to do?
No.
Or is this a more chill vacation, which is the Hogan category, where I'm sitting still, people, I'm relaxing, right? Yeah, under an umbrella, under an umbrella. And then the third one is book it, and that is taking that step to actually go, you know what, this is going to happen, this is when it's happening, and I'm making that first action step.
I love it. And the reason that we did 3 is because we want you to get momentum. Because you want this area of your life to change. It's not going to change without action. We
That's
can
right.
think all day and we can plan all day and we can write in our journals all day.
That's
but
right.
until we take active, intentional steps, we're not going to get anywhere. And so that first one on the block it would be for me like in the family vacation. So if my idea is to have more fun and to spend more time with my family, I'm going to block it, which means I'm going to literally, my first step is going to be within the next day. And we want you to do that. Step 1, in the next day, do something active that starts the momentum rolling, right? And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to block my calendar. So I'm going to talk with my EA. I'm going to get her to help me block the time off. I'll work with my family on when it should be. But we're going to block the calendar today. Okay, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plan it. And like Chris said, that means looking at where I want to go and what I want to do when I'm there. But also, he's mentioned too this morning when we were talking our budgets, which I didn't think about. I was like, we're just going to go. It's
Right.
like, how much money do you have to go?
And how much are you going to spend?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And how much do you want to cook and how much
That's
do you want
right.
to eat out? And
That's
what
right.
And what do we need to plan on, like booking? Do we want to go parasailing where we've got to actually schedule it? So that's step 2 in plan it. That has a lot of steps underneath it. It's not just one thing. So I would say on step 2, give yourself 1 to 2 weeks. This is kind of a 30-day plan to get your momentum rolling on this goal. So the first one is, let's do it today. I'm going to clear my calendar. The second one is, in the next 1 to 2 weeks, let me plan it out and get the budget and meet with my family and figure it all out, get all of the logistics together. And number 3, in the next 30 days total, so by the end of March, I want to have this thing booked to where I'm locked in. The book it part, guys, locks you in to where it's going to be a little painful to get out of it.
Well, that's the commitment.
That's right. That is the commitment. It's
right.
perfect
So
word.
if you never get to the book it, all you're doing is discussing. Right, it's an idea. That booking it is the commitment.
Yes, because clearing your calendar is good. It's a good first step to get rolling, but I'm not totally committed with money now. And
okay,
hello.
Let me talk about something real quick, people. All right, when you block off that vacation time, it stays blocked.
Yep, that's true.
Right? Don't let an extra meeting slide in. Don't let something else come in there. This is something you're committed to. So I want to teach you all a word Mama Hogan taught me very young. I think I was 2 days old. Watch this. No. If somebody's trying to get a meeting on your calendar and you've blocked this off for vacation, the answer is no. But I can meet with you the following week or the week before. And I'm serious when you do that, because what you're doing is you're honoring the commitment to the vacation, but you're also honoring yourself and your family by keeping that time sacred and blocked off for that reason.
I love that so much.
Yes.
I love that so much. Okay, so that's it. Block it, plan it, book it.
I like it. All right, so listen, it's your turn. Right now, what I want you to do is kind of assess which area are you going to focus in. We walked you through a real world example, but how are you going to apply these steps for you of asking where, why, and what? But be sure that you also remember Laurie's tips of block it, plan it, and book it. And you can do that in every area, right? Whether it's your health, your relationships, your business, your family, or your spiritual life. It's about taking action, right? Because all we're doing is giving lip service if we don't ever take action to really back it up.
Oh, I love it so much. Guys, if you like what we're up to, I would love for you to hit that like button down below. If somebody you know that you love and care about needs to hear this, please send it to them. And if you want to be on this journey with us, please make sure you subscribe. But what we want you guys to do is drop us a comment down below and just let us know where you're at. We're looking at temperature time. We want to get a check-in from everybody to see where you're at and how you're doing at this point in the year.
And if you feel like it, you can let us know exactly which area you're going to dig in on with the 3 questions and the process. So until we get together again, know that we love you, we're praying for you, and we believe in what you can achieve.